Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack the info you need fast. Today, we're looking at TikTok. Its growth has been just incredible, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It's really shifted from, just viral dances to a major platform. Creators, influencers, brands, they're all there.
For sure. But that's also the challenge, right? If you're just starting out, getting seen, getting that initial traction, well, it's tough in such a crowded space.
Exactly. It's become incredibly competitive.
So our deep dive today is really about digging into why it's so hard initially and how some services out there propose a way to kind of shortcut that early grind.
That's the plan. We're exploring this idea of, acquiring followers, specifically using services like SocialWick. We want to look at how they work, what the supposed benefits are.
And what else is involved, presumably?
Critically, yes.
Right.
Because
right.
organic growth, building that audience naturally, it can be really slow, especially when you're new.
Okay. And where are we drawing our insights from today?
We've looked at various materials, including excerpts from a script that details some of these social media growth services.
Got it. Okay, let's get into it. You mentioned TikTok's evolution. It's a serious tool now for building an audience, even a business.
No doubt about it.
But here's the question I think a lot of creators wrestle with.
Yeah.
If it's so powerful, why is getting started, that first push, such an uphill climb for so many?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it really boils down to how the algorithm works.
Okay.
While the platform is powerful, getting seen initially is, it's genuinely slow sometimes. The algorithm heavily favors content that already has engagement.
Right. Likes, comments, shares.
Exactly. If your videos aren't getting those signals straight away, they're just less likely to get pushed out wider. So new accounts are often in this kind of catch-22 situation.
You need views to get engagement, but you need engagement to get views.
Precisely. And that's the gap, that leads some creators to look for other ways to kickstart things.
Which brings us neatly to these services offering to, let you buy TikTok followers.
Mm-hmm.
SocialWick is one name that comes up. They promise that initial boost. Now, I imagine for some listening, this might sound a bit odd, maybe even questionable. Why go down this route? How does it supposedly help with that algorithm problem?
Well, what's fascinating here is how it plays into this idea of social proof.
Okay, social proof. Explain that a bit.
It's basically the psychological tendency where people assume the actions of others reflect correct behavior. So if an account already looks popular, has lots of followers.
People are more likely to follow it themselves.
Sort of, yeah. It's not just about popularity, though. It can signal credibility, trustworthiness. In a fast-moving feed, a higher follower count can make someone pause, maybe think, okay, this account seems legit or interesting.
Like a mental shortcut.
Exactly. The thinking behind using these services is that this initial artificially inflated number might make the account appear more established to both users and, potentially, the algorithm.
So it might signal this content could be broadly appealing, possibly getting it shown to more people organically.
That's the hope, yes. That it creates a better first impression and makes it easier to attract actual organic followers later on.
So in this hyper-competitive TikTok world, that initial perceived credibility could give your content a slight edge, encouraging others to follow. Makes sense.
It's about overcoming that initial zero-follower hurdle.
Okay, let's get practical then. For anyone curious about how a service like SocialWick actually operates, what's the process? Is it complicated?
Generally, they aim for simplicity. With SocialWick, for example, the user experience is pretty straightforward. You typically go to their site, pick a package.
And how many followers you want.
Right. Choose your number, provide your TikTok username, and this is important, usually just the username, not your password, and then you check out.
No handing over account access then.
That's a key selling point for security, yes. And it's usually not just followers. Many offer likes, views, comments too, because those also feed into that social proof idea.
So you can get a whole package deal.
You can. They often have a range, small boosts for someone brand new or much larger numbers for people trying to make a bigger splash in their niche.
What about delivery? I've seen claims of fast delivery. How does that work without looking suspicious?
Yeah, fast but also steady is often the claim. Orders might start processing quickly, almost instantly.
Okay.
But the followers tend to arrive gradually over a short period. The idea is to mimic more natural growth, avoid that sudden, huge spike that screams, I just bought followers.
Right, because that could potentially raise flags with TikTok itself.
Potentially, yes. TikTok systems are always getting smarter about detecting inorganic activity. That's also where the quality aspect comes in.
Ah, high-quality followers. What does that actually mean in this context?
Well, the claim is that these aren't just empty bot accounts. They're designed to look more legitimate. Maybe they have profile pictures, some apparent activity.
So they blend in better.
That's the goal. To make your overall follower list look more appealing and less like a bot farm. Avoiding those obviously fake accounts is crucial for maintaining profile credibility. How much interaction these quality followers actually provide is, of course, another question.
Good point. And SocialWick specifically mentions security and privacy, protecting user details.
Yes, they emphasize that personal details aren't shared, that the process is secure. They also typically offer customer support if there are issues.
And mention having a track record.
Often highlighting the number of customers served, sometimes across multiple platforms, not just TikTok, to build that sense of reliability. These are pretty standard assurances, you see.
Okay, so let's bring this back to the listener. If you're thinking about growing your TikTok faster, maybe a service like this seems like a tool worth exploring. What's the bigger picture here? What does it all mean?
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's absolutely crucial to understand that buying followers, if you choose to do it, is really just step one.
It's a potential kickstart, not the whole race.
Exactly. It's a foundation, maybe. That initial number, that social proof, might get eyeballs on your profile, but your content is what keeps them there.
That's what actually engages people.
100%. You still need to be posting creative videos, consistently, videos that people actually want to watch, share, comment on. TikTok's algorithm cares deeply about watch time, interaction.
Things bot followers probably won't provide meaningfully.
Very unlikely. So if you get that boost but your content doesn't hold up, that initial advantage will likely fizzle out. Your organic reach could still stagnate. It's definitely not the entire house, just maybe potentially part of the groundwork.
That's a really important distinction. So to sum it up, that initial follower bump might offer a valuable first impression, maybe speed things up slightly at the start.
Possibly.
But it's just a foundation.
Yeah.
Genuine, engaging content is still king for building a real, thriving TikTok presence.
Absolutely. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. How does this whole reliance on perceived social proof online shape our idea of what genuine audience engagement even looks like anymore? And what ethical questions does that raise for creators trying to navigate this landscape?
That's definitely something to think about. How authenticity and perception collide online.
It's a complex space.
Indeed. We'll put links in the show notes if you want to explore services like SocialWick or just learn more generally about TikTok growth strategies. For now, keep building smart, keep creating, and thanks for joining us for this deep dive.